Hi everybody, Russell here from VectorVest. So what I'm doing today is I'm logging into VectorVest US. Now you've all got access to the US market. So when you log into VectorVest and you click on your desktop icon or wherever it is that you click to load up VectorVest depending on your preferences for your computer. Alright, in this case here, click on your US flag, put your username and password in, and away you go. You can have all the countries open up at the same time if you wish. Just repeat the process. For example, Australia, put username, password, login, and away you go. All right, so I'm in the US market. What I've done here is I've gone to graphs and I've typed in TSLA. That gives me Tesla. So I've put the price there on Tesla. Now, over the years, no doubt you've seen the articles out there. Numerous people have come out to say that they are shorting Tesla. Tesla's way overvalued. Its price is going to come crashing back down, etc., etc. Now, in recent times, yes, we have seen a bit of a pullback, but for those that have been shorting Tesla, apart from maybe around about from this period of time here, so if you shorted Tesla from about December 2020 through to about February 2021, you've made some money shorting it, but prior to that, you haven't really made any money. In fact, you've lost a small fortune in some cases. You'll see there that a lot of people have lost a lot of money on Tesla. Now, the reason why I bring this up is why would you consider shorting Tesla when we've seen earnings over the years continuing to power up? All right, so put the earnings on there. We've seen the technicals holding pretty steady above 1 for quite some time, so some good momentum there. Let's see the other things there. GRT, earnings growth rate. All right, we've seen the earnings growth rate here. Don't be fooled by this pullback here. The growth rate was still a whopping 28%. All right, telling us that the earnings were on track to grow around about 28%. So again, why would you consider shorting the stock when you've got positive GRT? If I look at the sales over here, look at the sales over the years. Sales have continued to power on. If I look at the net profit margin, you'll see here that net profit margin, this is the dollars and cents that a company makes for every $1 of sales. So you can see here that the net profit margin has been continuing to track up on average, meaning that this company becomes more and more profitable. Again, why would you short this type of company? VST, so I've put on the VST score here. VST has been well above 1 for many, many months. Very, very few given days there where VST was below 1, at least over the last 1 year and 8 months. RS, relative safety. Look at the relative safety score on a scale of 0 to 2, looking at the consistency and reliability of a company's financials. Look at Tesla's RS score, again, well above 1. So I must admit, when I look at the reports for those that are shorting Tesla, I think to myself, why? The fundamentals and technicals are stacking up incredibly well. However, there is one key one here, and that is if we click on the value, all right, so there, the value, now VectorVest attributes a value of $171 currently. You can see it's trading over 650 currently. Now, word of caution, just because a company's overvalued, it doesn't mean it's going to come crashing back down tomorrow. When you see things like earnings continuing to rise up, as we saw there, the earnings growth rate holding up steady, sales growing, net profit margin holding steady and rising, VST well above 1, one needs to be very, very careful about considering to short such a company. Now, let's turn it on its head and say, well, what company would you consider? Here I'm going to make use of the powerful Unisearch tool in VectorVest. All right, so Unisearch. And what I've done here, just to speed things up, under searches short in America, so for the US market, I've gone to this one here, show me the money short. So you can see plenty of shorting ideas in the searches short folder. And the reason why I've picked on this one here is I've used this one on a few occasions where I've considered going to short a given stock. You can see here plenty of great parameters in play here. Okay, lots of checks and balances over here. So over here it notes the search finds non-dividend paying stocks over $10 rated either a sell or a hold with negative growth. The sort favors the most overvalued stocks with the lowest relative timing and negative earnings yield. This is a shorting search. As you can see the power of the sort over there. Let's just pull up to show you some of the stocks being found. You can see lots of good stocks to consider shorting. And I just had to look at the second one in the list and it jumped out at me. So let me do this. Let's graph that selected stock. Now again, before I go and graph it, you'll see over here 4th of March, right? So I set the date to being 4 March. Why? If I come back to here and go to my market timing graph, the 4th of March, there we go. 4th of March is when the US market had a confirmed down. Now, just a word of caution again, one needs to be careful because the US market is on a massive tear to the upside. $1.9 trillion of stimulus going into that market, right? That's going to find its way into the share market and the likes. So you can see the overall trend, if I just turn off the confirmed signals for now, but you'll see the overall trend of the US market for many, many years now has been up, up, up. Okay, there's the coronavirus market sell down, but no sooner had the selling sort of stopped and the market plunged a bit, up it goes. Look at that, look at the pace that it's gone up, really rocketed up. So I guess it's fair to say that the overall trend of that US market is still very firmly in the uptrend. So if you are going to consider shorting, you'd need to be very careful. All right, now if I have a look over here, that's where the last confirmed down took place. It was very short-lived, but nonetheless, I'm looking for a place to consider shorting. It was very short-lived, but 4th of March. So what I did here, Unisearch, moved over to the search as short group over here and loaded up show me the money short. Set the date to being the 4th of March. VectorVest will prompt you as well. Okay, so you can see over here 4th of March, there it's a red box noting there that it's a down, right? Confirmed down on quick dates here. I've just set my signals to being the confirmed signals here. You can set them for being different signals as you choose, but confirmed calls, there we go. 4th of March, and then I select, there we go, and I run the search. All right, so there it is. There was the second one there. Okay, so let's go and graph it. So here we go, graph selected. And here we go. Look at this. Look at the earnings. Terrible set of earnings. So the earnings are declining at a rapid rate of knots. Significantly overvalued company here. So if you look at this over here, value of 366 and the price currently of $17. Okay, if I put on the technicals, whoa, look at those technicals really falling at a rapid rate of knots. So if you're considering shorting, this is what you want to see. Let's put on the sales. So what are the sales doing? Well, sales effectively are flatlined, 0 at the moment. And if I put a net profit margin looks like it's flatlined as well. Okay, so not selling much at the moment. There's no net profit margin to talk of. Needless to say, your VST score is not going to be particularly strong. Look at that. Whoa, 0.38. That's a lousy VST score. All right, I'd say anything below about 0.6, 0.5, that's a pretty lousy VST score, but 0.38, that's not good at all. And relative safety on a scale of 0 to 2, looking at the consistency and reliability of those financials behind that company, again, not a good score at all, 0.59. All right, so not doing what you wanted to do. The earnings growth rate there, a negative number. Don't let that fool you in terms of it coming up. It's still a negative number. Okay, so this would be a classic case there to consider shorting if the market's in a downtrend. Now let's overlay the market timing signals. So you see there next to last close, this is the market timing signals. It's not the signals for the company, it's for the overall market. So if I look here, confirmed signals, here we are, we're back into confirmed up in the US. So be careful, the market's coming back up. But nonetheless, if I pull this back a little bit over time here, you can see over here, all right, there was a confirmed down, but no sooner had the market gone down, the market went up. So this stock just by default kind of rallied. But even in the confirmed up, look at that, it eventually went down. Look at that. So there's confirmed up, and down went the price. Not a good sign there. Okay, so this would be a classic case to consider shorting when the market goes down. So the last thing I'll leave you with here, and if we go back to graphs, why then were people considering shorting Tesla? It didn't do anything that I've just shown you before in terms of what we were looking for, apart from the variance between price and value. It was a fair bit overvalued, but apart from that, earnings, again, growth rate, net profit margins, sales, strong VST, all right, strong RS score. It was doing everything that it should not be doing if you're considering shorting apart from the price versus the value. But just be careful, just because a company is overvalued, if it's got rising set earnings, strong GRT score, strong sales, good net profit margin, be careful. Chances are that company's not going to come down to meet its value anytime soon, especially when the market is rallying to the upside. Okay, I hope you got a lot out of this week's video. Until next week, have a great weekend, everybody. Bye for now.